Great. So
Okay,
Anna,
thank you.
do I have your permission to record the interaction to share with your professor?
Yes, you do.
Perfect. So, and if you would like a copy of our privacy notice, you can download that from our website, Mursion.com/privacy notice. Great. So welcome. Let's talk about the logistics of what we're working with today. So we'll have around 15 minutes in the simulator to run the scenario. Time permitting, we may be able to run through portions of the simulation again. And at the end of the simulation, I'll return to guide you in a reflection of the experience. Some vocabulary phrases to note. If at any point you feel overwhelmed or you feel you cannot continue the simulation for whatever reason, you have the option to say pause simulation, and I will return to address any concerns you may have. And then another thing to note is that the students themselves, they can all write, they can raise their hands, they can participate in a pair and share with each other, and they'll respond to you in real time. So we can and should treat them like they're students in a real life classroom for our purposes. But if we do hit a limitation of the program, the students have a code phrase that lets you know that that's the case without sort of breaking out of the illusion of the simulation. And that code phrase is, the principal says we can't do that. So that's your
Okay.
code phrase to move on to a new point. Any questions about any of these logistics?
I do have a quick question.
Sure.
Can they see like their other pairs like work? Like, can they like share their work?
They they have their work in front of them,
Okay.
and they can access what Max and Leah have done.
Okay, perfect.
Great. That actually is a good segue. Do you have any other questions about the scenario?
I do not. I think that's all I had.
Sure. Okay, great. So we'll just review the outcome that we're looking for with this scenario, and it's pretty straightforward. We're just trying to elicit the students' ideas about how to solve for long division equations.
Okay.
So we're going to do that with students momentarily. So I'll take you into the classroom, Anna, if you're ready.
Okay. Yes, I am ready.
Great. So I'll take you in. You'll see as soon as you see the students and their names appear, the simulation will have begun. Good luck.
Okay.
And remember, as a training simulation, there's an opportunity here to take risks and stretch yourself. Enjoy it. And I'll see you on the other side, okay?
Okay. And then if I need to leave,
Oh, yeah.
we'll stop at 15 minutes?
Oh, I will make sure that we have enough time, so I'll take you out. And we'll move to another space for the feedback portion.
Okay.
But if you do feel like you complete the scenario before I do that, you can certainly excuse the students to recess, and that'll be my cue to move you into the feedback area.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Hey, hi class. Can you guys hear me?
Hey! Oh, wow! Those lights are so pretty!
Thank
Wow, I
you.
want to do that in my bedroom.
Yeah, it is very pretty. So
Yeah.
how was your guys' day? Will, how's your day today?
Uh, 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 sorry.
How's your
What was
day
it?
today, Will?
It's okay, I guess.
All right, well, we're going to get into some math today. Are you ready to do some math? Yes, is everyone ready to do some math? Mina, Jayla, Emily, Carlos, are you guys ready to do
Yes,
some math?
definitely.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
we're going to do some long division. So do you guys have your work in front of you right now?
yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so can I have Mina and Will think pair share? So I want you guys to share your work and kind of see what you guys have that's different and what you guys have that's similar in your guys' work. And then Jayla, Emily, and Carlos, I want you to do the same thing, and I'll bring you guys back here in a couple of minutes to share as a class what you guys came up with. Okay? All right, you guys can go. Oh yeah, I think you guys are all done sharing. Just look forward and stop talking, okay? Will and Mina, are you guys done sharing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Jayla, Emily, and Carlos, are you guys still sharing?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, Mina and Will, did you find anything that was similar between your two work?
Um, yes. Well, what we noticed was we both guessed to see what number would get us closest to 1080. But then um I went over with my first guess. So then I
Mm-hmm.
subtracted to find the difference, and Will guessed and he was below. So he added more to figure out to get closer.
Yeah, so he was a little bit lower, right? And then he added 30, he added 15 times 2 to get 30 to get him from 150 to 1080.
Yes, that's
Yep.
right. But we both got the same answer. So even though we did it differently, I think we both got it right.
Yep, good job. You guys did. Will, do you have anything to add to what Mina's points just said?
No.
No? Okay. Let's move on to Jayla, Emily, and Carlos. What did you guys have that was similar in your work?
Well, so basically, we all kind of did it a different way, and I mean, I guess we're gonna sort of like figure out like what's right, you know. But basically, um, we guessed, Carlos and I guessed the first number, and then we just sort of like started, and I guessed a big number, and then Carlos sort of did a lot of small numbers, and then Emily did something with the clock and like time and stuff. But then we both, and then Emily and I got the same answer, but then, well, I mean, we didn't all get the same.
Mm-hmm. Emily, can you explain to me what you said? Jayla said you did something with the clock. Can you explain that more to me?
Well, I first of all I knew that 60 times 15 wouldn't go over 1080, but then what I did then was when I did that, I had 180 left because I multiplied to get 900. And I know that 180 is the same number of minutes as there are in 3 hours. And each hour is for 15-minute chunks. So I multiplied those together to get 12, and then I added that to get 72. Yeah.
Good job. I haven't heard anyone do it that way. That's really good. And then
Oh,
Carlos,
thank you.
you're welcome. So Carlos, you did a similar thing that Jayla did, but I think we're off by 10. While you were discussing, did you figure out what you maybe got wrong and where you're losing the 10 from?
No, I wish. I don't even know what happened.
What happened? Jayla or Emily, when you were talking to Carlos, did you catch where maybe he went wrong and he didn't add the extra 10 on to get 72?
Well, I mean, I didn't get to see Carlos's work, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Carlos, take us then through your work step by step so we can see where maybe we went wrong and then your peers can help you out.
Okay. Basically what happened was
did 15 times 10, and then I did it times 20, and then I did it times 30, and then I did it times 10 again, and then I did 2. So I added 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 10 plus 2, and I got 62. But I, I don't know. Thought I was being careful, but I don't know what's wrong.
Okay, so if we added up 10 plus 20, we get 30, right? And then 30 plus 30 is 60. So then you have the last 10 on the bottom.
Oh, so obvious. Oh my gosh.
So you have the correct word. You just maybe, I think, missed a little step in adding, but that's okay.
I guess.
So, yep, good job. So can anyone maybe give me another way that they would do this other than multiplying? Like Mina, you took the 15 times 90 to get 1,350. Is there another way that you can maybe?
Well, I liked what Emily said about using the time to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I think that was very helpful, Emily, and I think your peers can really use that while they're doing this. It gives them another way of doing the problem. I think that's really great.
Oh, okay.
Jayla, can you explain your work to me on how you did it? Because you kind of did it similar to Mina's.
Oh yeah. So I did a lot of it in my head, right? So first thing I did was I multiplied 15 times 100, and that was way too much, right? So then I did 15 times 50, but that was way too low. So if I was too high and then I was too low, I thought, why not try something right in the middle? So then that would be 75, but I wanted to do something easier, so I went down to 70 because that's a 0, and then I multiplied that times 15, and then I got 1,050, and then it's 15 times 2 is 30, like Will said, and what everyone was doing. So then I just had to add 2, and then I got 72.
Good job. Okay,
Yeah.
Will, you kind of the similar thing, but you broke yours down. You broke 70 down into 15 times 50 and 15 times 20. Can you explain your thinking on that one?
I don't know. I just sort of did 15 times 50, and then right from there, knew I needed like maybe half of that, so I did 20, which is like kind of close. And then I was only 30 away, and so I did 15 times 2, and that's 30. And then I added all the numbers together to get my answer.
Good job.
I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You did good. Okay, so we're gonna think, pair, share again. And when you guys are done, I want you to look forward and stop talking so I know everyone is done. But Mina and Will, can you guys try to solve the problem together in a different way than you both did because you did something similar? And then Jayla, Emily, and Carlos, can you guys also do the same thing?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes. When you are finished, face forward. So I know you are done. Are you guys all finished?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have Emily start out sharing with for their group what they did.
Well, um, we kind of just did, we said that we could try it with the way Mina did it, where she sort of multiplied by an easy number and then used like the subtraction to figure out the difference. So that was a new way that none of us tried, and maybe that we could do it.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, Mina used bigger numbers, right? And she like subtracted from that to try and get her answer. Jayla or Carlos, do you have anything to add to what Emily said?
Well, and then like another way that we might be able to do it that I thought, but it's a little bit slower, but like maybe you can be more careful, is if you sort of like drew it and then like sort of like drew a bunch of lines to where all the blocks were, and then you could like see it in front of you, and then you would know like how many 15s go into it because you could count the different groups and you could like highlight them and make them different colors.
Yeah, so that would, we could be using manipulatives for that, right? Kind of like using circles and putting 15 groups and seeing how many it takes to get to 1080. Good job, Jayla.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mina and Will, do you guys have another way that you guys could do it?
Well, um, we were wondering about doing different equations and doing different approaches, like doing like same approaches to different equations. And like we were thinking that we liked Emily's idea, but it might be hard if it was a different equation. Because if it didn't have like a number that you see using time, like if it's over 60, then it gets kind of difficult to use it.
I'd agree. So how would you do it another way if it was a different equation and you maybe couldn't use Emily's way? Would you do it the same way or would you try to figure out a different way?
I mean, even though there's a lot of extra numbers to add up, we Carlos's approach is sort of like slow and steady, and you can get there if you add them all together.
Mm-hmm. Good job. Will, do you have anything to add?
I mean, that's pretty much what we talked about, so I don't know.
Okay. Do you think using Emily's approach maybe will using the clock would work for other problems?
I mean, I guess it kind of depends, 'cause it's just like Mina said, if it if the number is different than what you like see with time and making it easy, then like then it might be tough then. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool. Like if it's 30 times 2, then you know that's 2 half hours, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Or 1 full hour, right? So like Emily said, how
Right,
she took the 180 and figured out that that was 360 minutes, right?
right.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Hey,
Is any
Anna. So we moved out of the classroom. Congratulations on working through that scenario. It seems like everyone was really keyed in at towards the end there. Great job. So now we're going to move into a reflection about your experience. How are you feeling right now?
a lot better. This is my second time doing it. A lot better than the first time.
Okay, wow. What a great opportunity. We get to reflect on two experiences. Great.
Yeah.
So, what was different this time?
I feel like having them like pair, like talk to each other was a lot more helpful for figuring out how they solve their problems instead of asking them one by one because I asked them like how things were different or how they were similar instead of just, can you explain your work? And I feel like that allowed them to like actually like understand that you can do these problems in different ways.
by being able to talk to each other, they share their thoughts, and it also helps students that may feel a little bit more reticent speaking in front of their peers in a big classroom. They might feel more comfortable sharing their thought process. It sounds like is that is that an accurate sort of summary?
Yes, that is.
Wonderful. Great. Awesome. So, what else went better this time?
I think being just like less nervous for this because I was kind of nervous because I didn't know they were real people that were talking to you, so I was nervous on like how they would respond. So after doing the first one, I realized that they can do a lot more, so it made it like a little bit easier on what questions I could ask.
Okay, becoming more familiar with the platform. That's
Yeah.
useful for using the platform. So that's good. Uh, I'm glad that you were feeling more confident this time and that knowledge helped you feel more comfortable. That's great.
Mm.
Nice. Well, were there any places? I know that it sounds like this time was an improvement on the last one. If you had a third
Mhm.
time, is there anything that you would do even more differently, or are there any other approaches you might try to implement, given another chance?
I think I would come up. I wrote some questions down like before coming on here. I think I would write more questions like single to like their work individually instead of like their work as like partners. I think it would go a little bit more like having a partner maybe explain their work to the other one and then having another partner explain what their partner did. So they can kind of get the gist of the different ways of doing the division problem and maybe breaking it up differently. Like Carlos didn't add the 10, but maybe if a partner saw his work or was able to like look at his work, he would see that he only missed the 10. So I think just figuring out questions beforehand on coming on here would help a lot more.
Okay, so a little bit of additional preparation based on what you already know about the students and their grasp and approach to the subject matter.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, great. Wonderful. So, what would be one thing that you would take away from this experience that you would use in the future? In a
I think
situation, I say future, but to be more specific, a real life situation that that looks like this, but is, a
in
real life
person.
scenario. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not in person. You may have the chance to teach sooner than we can do that, but you know what I'm saying.
But I think like doing the think pair share, having them like share their work with each other. Um, I kind of like doing that, which I because I didn't do that the first time. So I think taking that away from this session uh, is going to be something I can apply later on. So then students could really get to talk to each other, and like you said, like they're not comfortable sharing their work out loud with the whole class, that they can at least share with one person.
Awesome. Great. What a wonderful takeaway. Thank you so much for taking the time to work with us today and engage so earnestly with this scenario and in this reflection. It was great to hear your thoughts and see you in action in a simulated classroom. So Anna, that will go ahead and draw this simulation experience to a conclusion. The video, just like last time, if you elected for a recording last time, you'll get an email regardless, letting you know when it's ready. It'll only be shared with you, so you can pass that on to your professor when it's available. But thank you again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, all right?
You too. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.